Let's face it, no one wants to end up with a car that breaks down constantly, drains your wallet with repairs, or makes you regret every mile you drive. But despite all the reviews and advice out there, some cars still end up on the market that leave buyers with a serious case of regret. According to Consumer Reports, a trusted source in the automotive world, there are certain vehicles that consistently underperform, score low in owner satisfaction, and straight up just don't sell. Today, we're counting down 10 of the worst cars that no one is buying, based on actual data, reviews, and poor reliability. These aren't just unpopular, they're unpopular for a reason. Stick around, because some of these may surprise you, and you might just save yourself, or someone you care about, from making a very expensive mistake. 1. Mitsubishi Mirage. When it comes to affordability, the Mitsubishi Mirage might look like a decent option on the surface. It's one of the cheapest new cars you can buy in the US, and its fuel economy is impressive, with EPA ratings over 40 mph on the highway. But as Consumer Reports has shown time and time again, cheap doesn't always mean good value. The Mirage struggles in virtually every area that matters to drivers: performance, comfort, build quality, and even safety. With a tiny 1.2-liter three-cylinder engine producing around 78 horsepower, the Mirage is painfully slow. Acceleration is sluggish, highway merging becomes nerve-wracking, and even city driving can feel like a chore. Inside, the materials feel outdated and cheap, and road noise is a constant companion. It's also consistently ranked at the bottom of Consumer Reports' reliability and owner satisfaction surveys. Buyers often report regrets shortly after purchase, especially when they realize how much better options are out there for just a few thousand more. In the end, while it might be one of the most affordable cars out there, the Mirage is a classic case of you get what you pay for. And that's not much. 2. Fiat 500 liters. Next up is a vehicle that almost completely disappeared from American roads for a reason: the Fiat 500 liters. Not to be confused with the regular Fiat 500, which at least had some charm as a zippy city car. The 500 liters is the awkward, oversized cousin that seems to do everything worse. Consumer Reports has repeatedly ranked it near the bottom of its category, and it's consistently rated as one of the least satisfying vehicles to own. So, what went wrong? For starters, the 500 liters suffers from serious reliability issues. Transmission problems, electrical faults, and an underwhelming turbocharged engine all combine to make for a frustrating ownership experience. Add in poor interior ergonomics, a bouncy ride, and weird proportions that neither scream crossover nor compact car, and you've got a recipe for disaster. Fiat attempted to create a practical, roomy alternative to the small car segment, but failed to deliver on almost every front. Sales plummeted, and owners were quick to jump ship. Today, the Fiat 500 liters is a cautionary tale for anyone shopping the used market. 3. Jeep Renegade. The Jeep Renegade might look rugged and adventurous, but don't let the boxy styling and Jeep badge fool you. According to Consumer Reports, the Renegade has been one of the least reliable subcompact SUVs on the market in recent years. What's worse? It doesn't even perform well in the areas where a Jeep should shine, like off-road capability or engine performance. Many buyers are lured in by its bold design and promise of Jeep versatility, but under the hood lies a different story. The base 2.4-liter engine is sluggish, and the optional 1.3-liter turbocharged engine doesn't improve things much. The transmission has been widely criticized for being jerky and unreliable, and the cabin suffers from cheap-feeling materials and tight passenger space. To make matters worse, its fuel economy is disappointing for a small SUV, and road noise is prominent even at moderate speeds. Owners frequently report dissatisfaction with the ride quality, tech interface, and overall driving experience. Despite its cool looks, the the Renegade has struggled in sales and ratings, making it a Jeep that fails to live up to the legacy. 4. Nissan Titan. If you're shopping for a full-size pickup, the Nissan Titan likely doesn't even show up on your radar. And there's a reason for that. Consumer Reports and numerous automotive journalists have continually placed the Titan at the bottom of the full-size truck segment. It's not because it's terrible, but because it's just not competitive. In a category dominated by heavy hitters like the Ford F-150, Ram 1500, and Chevy Silverado, the Titan falls short in nearly every key area. The Titan's 5.6-liter V8 offers decent power, but its ride quality and handling are lackluster. Towing capacity and payload figures also trail the competition, and the interior feels dated, with limited customization or tech innovation. On top of that, the Titan suffers from poor resale value and a small dealer network, which limits long-term support. Nissan has tried to position the Titan as a rugged alternative, but consumers simply haven't been convinced. Sales have continued to decline sharply, and Nissan even announced it would stop selling the Titan in the US after the 2024 model year. If no one's buying it now, there's little chance things will change in the future. 5. Toyota CHR. Here's a surprise. A Toyota on a worst cars list. Yep, while Toyota is usually the king of reliability and resale value, the CHR is one of the rare missteps from the brand. Consumer Reports has consistently given the CHR poor ratings for performance, practicality, and owner satisfaction. This subcompact crossover looks like it's built for young, energetic urban drivers, but once you get behind the wheel, the story changes. The CHR is powered by a weak 2.0-liter engine that produces only 144 horsepower. Acceleration is sluggish, and the continuously variable transmission, CVT, doesn't help. Despite its crossover appearance, it lacks all-wheel drive, a deal-breaker for many in colder climates. On top of that, rear visibility is poor, and the back seats are cramped, with very little cargo room. Add to that a firm ride, underwhelming tech, and disappointing fuel economy, and the CHR becomes a tough sell in a competitive segment. Buyers expected Toyota dependability, but were met with a car that feels like a compromise on almost every level. No wonder it's being quietly phased out. 6. Cadillac XT4. Luxury doesn't always mean quality, and the Cadillac XT4 is a great example of this. At first glance, it's a stylish compact luxury SUV with all the bells and whistles. But dig a little deeper and you'll find that it's plagued by reliability issues, lackluster performance, and poor build quality, especially for the price tag. Consumer Reports has issued multiple red flags about the XT4, especially regarding its problematic infotainment system, engine concerns, and disappointing ride comfort. The XT4 is powered by a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, but it's neither fuel efficient nor particularly smooth. Owners report issues with jerky acceleration and noisy engine operation. Inside, the cabin looks modern, but the materials feel cheap, and the ergonomics leave a lot to be desired. The touchscreen interface is buggy and unintuitive, a far cry from what you'd expect in a luxury vehicle. To top it off, the XT4 ranks low in customer satisfaction surveys, with many owners expressing regret over their purchase. In a field dominated by Audi, BMW, and Lexus, the XT4 feels outclassed, and the sales numbers reflect that reality. 7. Chevrolet Trax. If you've ever rented a car and got stuck with a Chevy Trax, you probably already know why it's on this list. This subcompact SUV feels more like a tall hatchback and falls short in almost every category. Consumer Reports has highlighted the Trax as one of the least satisfying vehicles to own, citing poor handling, noisy cabin, lackluster acceleration, and cheap interior materials. The 1.4-liter turbocharged engine tries its best, but doesn't deliver a smooth or confident ride. The seats are uncomfortable, legroom is tight, and the overall cabin experience is uninspired. It's the kind of vehicle that leaves you constantly aware that you're driving a budget car, except it doesn't come with the kind of budget price you'd expect. Competitors like the Honda HR-V or Mazda CX-30 completely outclass the Trax in every way. With so many better options out there for similar money, it's no surprise that the Trax is often passed over on dealer lots. Even Chevrolet realized this and plans to shift focus to more competitive models in the near future. 8. Infiniti QX50. On paper, the Infiniti QX50 looks like a sleek, luxury compact SUV that should go toe-to-toe with BMW and Lexus. But according to Consumer Reports, the QX50 is a disappointing execution of a promising concept. One of the biggest issues is the vehicle's much-hyped variable compression turbo engine, which was supposed to revolutionize fuel efficiency and power delivery. In reality, the engine delivers neither great performance nor impressive MPG. The QX50 also suffers from vague steering, a disconnected driving experience, and a confusing infotainment setup with dual screens that frustrate more than they help. The interior may look premium at first glance, but many materials feel second-rate compared to its luxury rivals. It's also one of the few luxury crossovers that lacks the dynamic handling or refinement you'd expect in this price bracket. Owners frequently complain about the underwhelming driving experience, poor tech usability, and low resale value. Despite its good looks, the QX50 struggles to deliver where it counts, and as a result, it's becoming harder and harder to find buyers willing to take the plunge. 9. Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport. Volkswagen aimed big with the Atlas Cross Sport, targeting the crowded mid-size SUV segment with sporty styling and extra cargo room. But despite the bold marketing, the Cross Sport misses the mark on a number of key fronts. According to Consumer Reports, it's one of the lowest-ranked SUVs in its class, due to reliability issues, uncomfortable seating, and inconsistent performance. The base engine feels underpowered, especially when the vehicle is loaded with passengers or cargo. The optional V6 helps, but fuel economy takes a nosedive. On the road, the ride is firm and jittery, especially on rough pavement. Inside, rear seat comfort is decent, but the materials and layout don't live up to expectations, especially when compared to other brands in the same price range. The infotainment system also suffers from occasional glitches and a steep learning curve. While the Atlas Cross Sport has the looks, it simply doesn't deliver the overall package that consumers expect from a modern SUV. It's big in size, but not in substance. 10. Chrysler 300 Base Models. Last but not least, the Chrysler 300, a once iconic nameplate that sadly faded into mediocrity. While the top trims with V8 engines can still offer some thrills, the base models have become dinosaurs in a market that's moved on. Consumer Reports gives the base 300 poor marks for fuel efficiency, outdated tech, and a rough ride. The 3.6-liter V6, while decent in other Stellantis vehicles, feels sluggish in this heavy sedan. Inside, the 300 still clings to an aging design that hasn't seen meaningful updates in years. The infotainment system is functional but lacks the polish of newer rivals. Worse, the handling is floaty and uninspiring, and the steering feels disconnected. With the rise of crossovers and more modern sedans offering better features, the Chrysler 300 has fallen out of favor with buyers, and it shows. Despite its bold grille and roomy interior, the base model 300 just doesn't bring enough to the table anymore. There you have it, minus 10 of the worst cars that no one's buying, backed by actual data from Consumer Reports and feedback from real drivers. If you're in the market for a vehicle, use this as a warning. Sometimes the cheapest, flashiest, or most hyped car can end up being your biggest regret. What do you think? Have you ever owned one of these cars? Would you give any of them a second chance, or do they deserve their place on the worst list? Let me know in the comments, and if you want more eye-opening automotive breakdowns like this, don't forget to follow for the next list. Stay smart, stay informed, and drive something you actually enjoy.